reactions.
Yeah,
So
running outside is hard because, pollen and outdoor things. And I just get
Especially
the
in good old
craziest
Kansas.
allergies. And right now, nobody wants to sneeze in public.
Right.
And if you run outside, you sneeze all over the place. So
Yeah.
being able to do things inside, like swimming or the paddleboarding again, because that's a lot of cardio, or the jujitsu, which I guess I didn't think of as cardio until I had to roll with people that are heavier than me, and I was like, oh hey, and I'm panting and I'm sweating and I'm tired.
Hey, what's going on? Welcome to Healthy Living Wichita podcast with Go Time Training. I'm your host, Raymond Elliott, lead personal trainer at Go Time Training in Northeast Wichita, Kansas. I've been in the fitness industry for over 20 years now, and I've seen it all. This podcast cuts through all the fads and gimmicks to give you a science-based truth on all things fitness and nutrition, so you don't have to try to figure it out on your own. If you want to live happier and healthier and get the scoop on how to work out, eat right, and keep a positive mindset, you're in the right place. It's go time. Now, let's get to the show. Welcome to Healthy Living Wichita. We're here. It's another rainy, beautiful day. So I'm here with my amazing guest, Jelly. So Jelly is awesome. She's one of the smartest people I know, while being one of the most energetic and just life-giving fullness of joy that we have around here. So we'll find her dancing, and so she keeps me up on my toes. I used to feel like I had that much energy, but not anymore. I'm getting old.
That was a lot of positive adjectives and
that's
such.
That's why I drink coffee, and so this is actually a mug that you made me.
It's true.
Special for today, and I do the same dad joke every time. Is this my cup?
Still funny.
After 17 times. So that all being said, Jelly, Anjelica's here, and you can, tell the viewers, our wonderful millions across the world, about you.
Hi, viewers. Hi, Mom. Let's see. So I've been a trainer here for 3 years, which is pretty cool.
That is really cool.
Don't have a background before that. I got into it because I started running, and then I hurt myself, and I was researching how to undo that kind of damage, which I had plantar fasciitis. I didn't know what it was at the time, and I was researching it, and I was like, wow, this is really interesting, and that was literally it. I called Shannon the next day, and he got me into class with you.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things I always share about you is you're one of our biggest success stories for our Go Time Training Academy. Aww. Because you started there, and then you became a trainer here, and then you've been here for 3 years and helped tons of people. And has developed and progressed amazingly till I asked you questions. So.
Through your leadership and guidance.
Aww.
Helped me turn into a fitness butterfly, I suppose. Pictured a butterfly with dumbbells. That's what just happened.
That'd be hard to fly.
It would be ripped, though, with the wings.
I already see this podcast is going to be very interesting.
It would.
Anything else you would like to add to you before I interrupted?
Oh, no, you're fine. I like doing all kinds of things, not just lifting. I like people who've talked to me know I like to paddleboard, rock climb. I do judo and jiu-jitsu, and I walk and run and all kinds of stuff.
I think that's I think that's a really good thing for us to kind of talk to on our podcast, since you bring that up, is that we know that the CDC and all the things we've been through, suggest obviously that we do some weight training, some resistance training, and that we do some cardiovascular for our health. And right now, even going through a pandemic, I think that's even more on people's mindset. We've known that kind of looking through people coming in and out of here lately, that fitness is a big part. But, like you said, you do a lot of activities outside of there. Not weightlifting and cardio, like running on a treadmill and lifting dumbbells, is always going to be everybody's piece of cake. And they if I don't do that, then I'm not doing exercise.
Right.
But you have found some other avenues based on some things. So, I mean, maybe you can speak on that and kind of go more into details.
Yeah. So some of the stuff I like doing is hard. Like rock climbing is hard. It just is. It's working against gravity and staying attached to a wall. But when I started doing it, I was frustrated because I couldn't necessarily get to places that other people were getting to, and it seemed really easy for them. And I realized if I got stronger, I could probably do better. So that's one of the things that motivated me to train more consistently. And I kept getting hurt. So my elbows would hurt, or my wrists would hurt, or my shoulders would be annoyed. And I was like, what is this? And then internet told me strength training. And I was like, oh, hey. So I did that. And so that's kind of the same with pretty much everything I do. Yoga's hard. because I'm not flexible, but doing some sort of flexibility is important, and being able to do inversions is good if you can like strength train to get to that point. So it's kind of cool how strength training kind of ties back into pretty much everything I do.
Yeah. So if you have other activities, strength training is a big part of making those things better. I mean, we actually had some long distance runners. I don't know if you've seen that 135 on one of your good friends, Crystal there, and Peggy Ward knew, but we talked about how weight training actually benefits them in long distance running, which are really totally two different physiological modalities. Cool
that
words.
was fancy.
I know, it's cool words.
And it's crazy how many runners think that they'll like get worse if they strength train, that their runs will be harder or whatever, but you're just like, that's the exact opposite.
Yeah, well, a lot of initial data said that. So it was kind of like train in the format that you're going to do. And so if you're going to run, you're not, you're never going to bench press, 100 pounds while you're out running. Well, hopefully not.
Yeah.
So that goes against, kind of the like we said, the same energy systems and muscles utilized, and even fiber types, which we won't get too much into that to this podcast.
Type 1, type 2.
Yes, you got them. But
fancy.
they find that cross training really is beneficial. Obviously, training within the modality that you're going to is probably the biggest because you want to adapt to that actual stress.
Yeah.
But cross training and doing other things has shown a lot of improvements in different aspects. So so that's helped you. Weight training has helped you in different other things that you enjoy doing.
Right, which it's like a lot of people are like, well, I don't want to go to the gym and just like count to 10 over and over and just move heavy weights, which is not all it is, but I can see where people would think that. And so you don't want to lift heavy things. Okay, that's fine. Well, your body's a heavy thing, so go lift that. Doing other things like yoga or the rock climbing or kayaking and paddleboarding is good for balance and upper body a little bit because it's super easy to get lower body.
So kind of the theme is if weight training is obviously good, probably something that people should do. But if that's not their cup of tea, or that's not the only thing you can do for physical activity. So when they say that, like the CDC or anybody says that, makes those suggestions you have to go so many times a week weight training and do so much minutes a day of cardiorespiratory, you can find those things that you enjoy. I know like some of the things like through cardiovascular, I know that you have mentioned that you have some allergic reactions.
Yeah,
So
running outside is hard because, pollen and outdoor things. And I just get the craziest allergies. And right now, nobody wants to sneeze in public. And if you run outside, you sneeze all over the place. So being able to do things inside, like swimming or the paddleboarding again, because that's a lot of cardio, or the jujitsu, which I guess I didn't think of as cardio until I had to like roll with people that are heavier than me, and I was like, oh hey, and I'm panting and I'm sweating and I'm tired. I was like, oh my goodness.
I think it's one of the hardest ones. It's actually like anaerobic. It's like doing circuit training.
Yes,
so
that's 100%.
Yeah, you feel like you even get like a little pump afterwards, and it's because you're moving a body around, your body around, and other people's body around. So,
and it has that flexibility aspect to it too.
Yes, I was actually, believe it or not, I was extremely conditioned, so I had very good cardiorespiratory, and I was extremely flexible at one time, which is pretty much the complete opposite of the man that you know today. But I was actually, that was one of my strengths in jiu-jitsu, was actually being flexible, and it was because of that. They forced you to, and they made you feel like if you wanted to improve, you had to be more flexible, right? So just to be more flexible in my day, like, I don't really need that, but if I want to keep from getting my butt kicked and be one of the better people in class, I knew that flexibility. So different, doing different things that have different goals. Like you said, you wanted to get better at rock climbing, so you did the necessary things to do that. And you thought out those things and try to figure out what would do that to make you happy or make that happen.
Which was easy because I have the training now to do that. But now I like looking back, or even just talking to my husband who likes doing that kind of stuff. But Spider-Man. If he gets hurt, he can climb like it doesn't, there's no holds. It's just baby smooth. And he's just like, let me scale that. But he'll get hurt sometimes, not often. But he'll be like, how do I fix this so I don't hurt? And other people ask. So I think that's one of the things that I would mention is having some sort of like being willing to ask questions so that you don't just try and fix yourself and end up hurting yourself more.
That's one thing I've always appreciated you, is that if you didn't know something, you've came to me, which is always good, and that's hard for people to do, especially in personal training, or you've researched a ton, and that's probably where you've learned most of your knowledge at, is just trying to help other people, getting on there, reading books, researching, asking other people that know. that goes a really long way. Same way with me. I mean, most of the stuff that I learn is just trying to figure it out to better help other people because they want to know the answers, and I'm supposed
It's a
to
huge
them.
time saver just to ask you because you're like a walking encyclopedia.
Sometimes.
I'm just like,
Sometimes
cool.
you ask me, I'm always like, you sound like you're doing everything great. I think we just had that
Yeah.
conversation, so I'm always like, well, I have to go do some research and see what I can provide an answer for you. So don't know it all, but I'd like to try to.
I think it's fun asking questions and stuff, but like you said, when knowing the answer is kind of nice, and because people ask general questions, just even how can I walk without pain, and you're like, oh, strength train. And it's true.
It's really amazing. I'm sometimes so surprised still, even being in the industry for this long, the benefits that strength training has for people. And sometimes it even shocked me. I'm like, you've been working out for like 6 weeks and you're this is not hurting anymore. That's not hurting anymore. You can do this. And sometimes I'm still like, wow, that's
Impressive.
That's amazing.
It's sometimes more impressive than just being able to like move a lot of weight. Is I can walk up and down the stairs.
I think that's more impressive. That's a huge deal. I mean, like I said, moving a lot of weight doesn't really benefit you that much. Being able to walk comfortably upstairs and around and be able to do daily activity,
that's a game changer.
Is huge. And I think that's way more benefit than any other things, and probably the things that make me the most happy.
Yeah, and being able to do that kind of stuff and I guess improve people's lives is kind of why we're doing stuff. Probably, I feel like
it's a good reason to be a personal trainer.
Yes, helping people.
Yes.
But also that's why I think it's important to find stuff that you like to do so that you're willing to do it, because it's really easy right now to like make excuses not to do stuff, and because you don't want to. Like you don't want to wake up early to go lift weights, but maybe you want to get up early to like get in a good mindset like you can do with like yoga and stuff.
I don't think you hit it like you were saying. I have allergies, so like you got to do cardio. It says to do cardio. Well, that means I have to run outside or run on a treadmill, and I hate running on a treadmill. And when I run outside, I have allergies, so I'm just not going to do it.
Yep.
I'm done. That's a good enough push. You know, when you don't want to do something and it's hard, and exercise it's not, you know, there's enjoyable aspects, or there's intrinsic motivation, there's fun and all these different things, and we like to have accomplishments, but it still sucks.
It does.
And so if you have rationale, which is one of the biggest, I think, problems with any human, is you create rationale. And if you create one and give yourself a way out, like allergies, they're not. So
and you just hold on to that, and they're like, take Sudafed, like, I'm out.
Yeah. So instead you said, okay, well that, I can't do that because that does cause me problems, but what else can I do? So you went automatically to another step and like, well, there's not a lot of allergies in the water. Mm-hmm. And
then even if you can't do water, because I'm sensitive, because I get ear infections and stuff. So then I was doing the boxing. I did that for a little while, which is crazy cardio also.
Yes.
And rage release. So.
Which sometimes we need.
It's just a little bit of an outlet.
Yeah. So finding things you enjoy. I mean, I remember like when I first started doing personal training, they had the FIT principle, FITT, I think, frequency, intensity, time, and type, and they added FITE. They added an E to it for enjoyment, because those are the ways you're supposed to design programs. And like, well, we can't forget enjoyment, and I think that's the biggest thing. Even though there might be a modality, using that word again, that may be more beneficial in some active, if you're not doing it consistently, then it doesn't matter. If you're not doing something, who cares what is the most efficient? So finding something that you enjoy, that you like the most, that's active, is going to be good. So as far as resistance training, it's really difficult to not do weight, but what is some other, so we talked about those, but you have like a pretty good like little list of what are some activities that you can also do that are resistance training base, and then maybe we can share some other activities you already have, but we'll clarify and put them
just specifications and under like headings and stuff. So like besides strength training, you can do like the yoga, like I was saying, because that is body weight, and you can do rock climbing because again, body weight. And I feel like people get worried that there's like an age limit for these things, but that's the other really cool thing of going into these different sports is I've met people 50s, 60s, and even 70s that have been doing this for longer than me, and I've learned, well, that's not hard. I haven't done much of this stuff very long, but learning from them has been awesome because they learn how to do it without hurting themselves and do it better, like so that they can keep doing it, which is pretty cool.
They have to use technique and be careful where we might just like,
I just
try to muscle
hope for the best, and then I fall down and I'm like, it's fine, I'm 20 something, but that won't always be the case, so it's cool to learn. So yeah, like body weight with the different types of yoga, because there's more than one. Hot yoga, that'll get your heart rate up and sweat. gross. Rock climbing. The kayaking is definitely upper body because you're just and core. Holy cow! Pulling yourself through the water, especially if it's a windy day. Thanks, Kansas.
Yeah, which is almost like 99% of
Yes.
the time. I did the whitewater rafting in Oklahoma City, and you burn a ton of calories. That's why my father-in-law is just a beast, because he's like, let's go again. He's like a kid. I want to go down the slide again. I'm like, I'm exhausted.
I'm tired.
I say it's because I was doing all the work, but it's probably not true. But that's extremely active, and the main reason why they put that in OKC is to add some more activity. So that's kind of like kayaking a different way.
Yeah.
And I guess you could kayak harder if you wanted to.
You can.
You can make it in a workout.
Yeah, and you can do it by yourself. And then there's also like the bigger ones where you can do it with other people. So that's kind of like the 2-person ones. And then you guys have to work on synchronization. So that's adding a relationship, like an accountability partner or relationship aspect to it.
That's what I tried to do with my family.
Nice.
We found out, my in-laws, love you guys. We found out how in sync it was supposed to be, like us do it together like a family thing. And all it did was we argue because we couldn't do it at the same time.
Did you go in circles?
We did it in circles. and our guide was extremely upset with us. And when we got it right, she was like, see what happens when you guys got it right. But other than that, I think she pushed me over. I'm pretty sure that I fell out, supposedly. And I think kayaking, it's a cool thing that I don't think a lot of people in Wichita know, that we now with the river and kind of the whole development down there that we have, and you can get in this river and you can do that. And it's a really cool thing for Wichita to utilize, especially right now.
There's a ton of people out there, which is kind of nice. Like, I was just waving at random people, and it was kind of a cool community feeling because we were all out on the water, and other people were riding their bikes on the edge, and other people were running, walking their dogs, all kinds of stuff, which was cool. So, yeah, you can rent kayaks. You don't have to go buy them. Kayaks and paddle boards down at the river on Saturdays.
Nice.
So that's kind of neat.
I love
just get outside.
I love being on the water. I actually floated that river not too long ago. They had that, remember when they had that big thing? And that was cool. I mean, I enjoy being outside, and it was a really cool perspective of Wichita that you don't get to see anywhere else, but unless you're down there kayaking.
Yeah,
so
it's a cool view of the keeper too.
Lots of different things. Jiu-jitsu also, that could be a anaerobic and cardio. So there's lots of different things. So I think the idea is get creative. If weight training is not your only thing, you probably should do some facet of that, but there's lots of other ways to be active as far as resistance training, and then cardiorespiratory sometimes can combine with that, but I'm sure there's also other things than just running.
Also like dance, especially if you do it with a partner, because you can like lift each other,
or push,
you do that
pull every day.
The dancing, yes, that's my idea. It's not on rhythm of any kind, but I'm just getting my cardio for the day besides everything else. So yeah, there's something for everybody to be some sort of active.
Yeah, that's why I enjoy boxing. I'm not much into running, but boxing, like you said, is a great way to get out aggression. It's something that I like, things that you can learn to get better. And obviously in running, you can push yourself to get better at your pace and your distance and how long it takes you to get somewhere, and probably for sure your biomechanics. But I like with like boxing because I like things technically, like jiu-jitsu and those things where you have to technically get better and learn how to do something, that aspect where it's almost like need coaching or YouTubing to get better.
Running is hard.
Running is good because it's basic. Most everybody can do it that doesn't have any orthopedic problems. Walking is great. So it's a really good, simple thing that people can do, even though it is one of the most dangerous injury-related sports in the world, which is crazy. But it's something that most everybody has ability to do, and you don't need you need a treadmill or an outside area to do it on. But it's not always fun for everybody, and it's cool to have something that you're working towards in a different aspect. So find what's fun. I think that's the theme of this. Enjoyment.
Find fun fitness. Alliteration.
Get in your CD recognized, which I can't remember, but maybe you have the list over there.
Something like 150 minutes total. I know the
moderate intensity, 150 minutes total, or vigorous intensity, which we learned the word with vigorous the other day.
Vigorous.
75 minutes is for health benefits.
Right. And strength or flexibility, you're trying to work on that 2 to 3 times a week, which again you could do with weights or rock climbing or anything like that. And then the flexibility can be yoga or the jiu-jitsu, stuff along those lines. And then 30 to 60 minutes 3 to 5 times a week for cardiovascular health.
Good. Perfect.
So
don't get caught into just the modalities that everybody thinks. I'm going to use that word like 12 times. I'm going to watch this video back and like, how many times did I say? Normally it's aspect. So
Aspect.
I'm like, I
Modalities
said aspect
is good
12
though.
times.
It's so fancy.
Yeah. So don't get caught in the same exercise or thinking things have to be that. Be creative. Look at things. If you don't enjoy something, or if there's something that bothers you about that, like allergies or it's bad on your knees, find something that you can change that's fun, that's suitable, that challenges you, that you want to get better at, that you can consistently do. And there's tons of stuff out there like that. So obviously at Go Time, we want everybody to come in here and lift weights, and we believe in weight training in cardiorespiratory. But our main concern, I think that you would agree, is we want to help people. And if that's here, yay. If that's at Bliss or some aquatics or at some jiu-jitsu place, and people are, Wichita's getting healthier, then do it. In fact, if you guys watching this video and you have like some of these things that she said, and you want to add those links to this comment, and you want to say, hey, this is a cool alternative thing that I love to do that I found is really fun for my fitness level,
That would be awesome.
Yeah, put those links down, share with everybody, because like I said, that's our goal, is to help the community of Wichita. So,
and if we can help you do those things better via our expertise, that would be pretty cool too.
I love that, Jelly. Good job.
Just a little plug.
Of course, we always have to, selfless plug. But is there anything else that you would like to add to our wonderful viewership? It's your first podcast.
I feel so special.
Well, we waited too long.
I didn't have any really super cool ideas. I wanted to see how everybody else did, and I was like, oh, I can do that.
It's not hard.
Confidence building. You do such a good job interviewing.
Well, we do this all the time, so we talk.
Talking.
Yeah.
Now there's a microphone involved.
That does happen. But yeah, so if there's anything else you'd like to add, I think I always kind of like to wrap it up, but I think that's pretty much the main things. Enjoyment, look at those things, kind of make sure that you are exercising, because that's important.
Do something.
I think that's the theme. That's almost more an enjoyment. Do something.
Yeah, do something.
And do something you like.
Yeah.
Pretty simple.
Yep, sums it up.
All right, we'll wrap it up. So, guys, make sure to like, share. Jelly's awesome. She's amazing. So if you guys do have aches and pains, need some help with some things, exercise is great. We're here to support you on those things, but also find things that are creative. If you have any ideas, post them. If you have any questions, ask them. That's good.
That is good.
and have a wonderful day. Thank you for listening to the Healthy Living Wichita podcast with Go Time Training. If you enjoyed today's show and want to get started with your own fitness journey, I'd love to help kickstart your goals. How do 4 60-minute personal training sessions for $99 with me sound? Head over to www.gotimetraining.com/podcast to claim yours. I can't wait to meet you.